Well, that wasn't good. The Saints just dropped a 44-13 nasty, gross, ugly, dirty, filthy, disgusting loss to the Seattle Seahawks. And it's a tough one because I don't think we ever thought they were going to have a chance to win this game. We knew they were always going to lose it, but it's the way they did it that just did not feel very good. So we're going to break all that down on today's show. Mike's going to join us from up there at Lumen Field, where he was at the scene of the crime, and he'll help us do the autopsy on this thing. And we'll have 3 Up, 3 Down with Kevin and all that on today's episode of NewOrleans.Football, presented by PJ's Coffee. If you're in the market for a new car, buy it from Matt Bowers. He's going to sell you a car that performs every single day, probably better than the Saints performed today. And he'll get you a great price on it, and you'll feel good about your purchase. And if you want to celebrate your fandom beyond the field, Keesler Federal is proud to be the official credit union sponsor of the New Orleans Saints. They're a not-for-profit organization, meaning their members always come first. You can enjoy lower rates, better fees, and everything else that gets Saints fans the things they need to get one step closer to living your dreams. And, of course, we're coming to you from the Oshner Andrews Sports Medicine Institute podcast studio for today's show of NewOrleans.Football. Our first topic is presented by the Mortgage Brothers. That's mortgagebros.money. Tell them that NOF sent you. They'll give you $500 off your closing costs. Casual guys, casual people that make you feel good about buying that house. You'll relate to them. Not suit and tie people, just down to earth, regular folk. Good to do business with. All right. Saints weren't ready to play today, and it was a nasty loss. 11 penalties. There were more than that. 11 accepted. Blocked punts returned. A team that just wasn't ready to play, and I find it extremely disheartening because they went out there 3 days early to be ready. 3 days early for a game within the United States of America to be ready to play, and they weren't. It feels a little bit unforgivable. Now, it's a new team. They don't have enough talent. You expect them to get burned on the field. You expect guys not to make plays on the ball. You expect them to not block and to not do things that maybe require a talent level. There's a reason they are in a rebuild. They are rebuilding. If it was built and you had talented players, you wouldn't need to rebuild. But that isn't what we're talking about. We're talking about stuff that they don't have to do. You don't have to false start. You don't have to have 5 penalties on 1 4 3 and out, 4 and out drive. You don't have to have that. You don't have to show up and look unready to play. You don't have to look like you're not ready to do anything. They didn't look ready to play offense. They didn't look ready to play defense. They didn't look ready to play special teams. They didn't look ready to handle the crowd noise. They didn't look ready to play an NFL football game. And again, new staff, growing pains, all that stuff's going to come. Like, maybe it has to come, but you expect some stuff to be wrong. But in week 1 of the season, they couldn't line up and they couldn't get ready. And that was week 1. It was like, well, all right, they're going to get better at this. And then they were a little bit better in week 2. But then it's back in week 3. Weren't ready for the crowd noise. Weren't ready for the atmosphere. And I get it. First road game ever for the staff. Maybe they didn't prepare them right, and they will going forward perfectly from here. But man, that was gross. That was gross. Like, if you've been in the NFL, I mean, Kellen Moore is from up there. Like, he knows what it sounds like at Seattle. He went to the game as a kid. He was at the Beastquake game. He knows how loud it gets. He was there when literally the crowd recorded sound loud enough to move the Richter scale. He knows. And they weren't ready. And like, that feels bad. It feels gross. It feels unacceptable. Like, something's got to change. Something's got to give. Like, that isn't okay. And I'm here for the rebuild. I'm here to enjoy it. I'm here to watch Quincy Riley force fumbles and Sanker to make tackles and to see how Kendrick Miller comes together and to watch Kelvin Banks grow week to week and hopefully see Tali Fuaga get on the field and do the same things and see what Danny Stutzman can do and how Spencer Rattler develops week over week. I'm here for all of it, and I don't really give a damn if they win a single game the whole entire season if you tell me there's bright spots and it's watchable. There are no bright spots right now because they made it unwatchable with how they prepared and how they didn't prepare, and I don't like that. And it's got to get better. Like, the patience level's up now. Like, you can't keep playing like that. You can't keep being unprepared. You can't keep getting free passes. The free passes are gone. This is the line in the sand on that. Like, It's okay to this point. It was okay. This today, somewhere in that first quarter, it was like 20 minutes, not of NFL clock time, 20 minutes of like you showed up late for the start of the game and it was over before you could sit down. Like a real 20 minutes. By like 3:25 Central Time, game was over. People here deserve better than that. People here deserve better than that. Like they deserve a better prepared product. So hopefully it changes and hopefully it gets better. What we know now is that Kellen Moore has to develop alongside this team, and maybe he will. You got to give him the opportunity. You got to give him the chance to show it. First 3 games don't really mean anything, in terms of like the larger scale. But man, it's gotta turn around quick. The free passes are up. Like the patience on the lineup errors and all that stuff. That's up. That can't keep going like this. So keep breaking this down. We're gonna bring in Mike from Lumen Field, and he's gonna help us make sense of the scene. All right, Mike joins us now from Lumen Field in Seattle for the he stepped over the chalk line and he's here to give us the rundown of what's going on out there. Where does Saints go from here?
As you can see, the sun is setting. You can see the reflection of the sun setting. That's the Saints 2025 season. No, there's no poetry to come from this game, man.
The sun sets on hope.
This was a slap in the face. I'm going to give you a little sneak preview of what I'm writing about. It was like when Bud Crawford hit Canelo, and Canelo realized, oh, so he's not just hitting me, he's hitting me. Like,
yeah,
that's what happened today. There's no fooling. There's no pretending, oh, we were just right there. We cleaned a couple things up. We could have won that game. Nope. If they didn't realize the reality of what they are, they realized the reality of what they are. And it's just going to be, look, this was not the worst locker room I've been in. I think I've been in angrier locker rooms. I think I've been in like more funeral parlor setting locker rooms, but maybe that's because it's still early. Like it's going to be tough to try and convince anyone who is not part of the long-term plan that anything good is going to come out of this season. Maybe there's still I keep comparing it to the Carolina Panthers last year. They were 1-8. And then they were 4-5 in the second half of the season. They entered this season feeling pretty good about themselves. Maybe that reality is still there, but who they are now, they saw it today. This there's no miracles coming this season.
Yeah, it's just nasty. This one, this really feels like one of the worst losses. Like just because. Look, and there's been some bad ones over the years, but this legitimately, and I don't even think I'm being a prisoner of the moment here. Like, It just felt inept, like from every aspect. I don't know that you could look at any aspect of this game and felt like, you know what, this was good, but this wasn't, and this wasn't. And it's not an injury thing. It's not like they weren't prepared to play football today.
Yeah.
If after going out there days early, it doesn't feel okay. Like that feels unacceptable to me that you did all this, you made this big move to go up there, and then you come out and it's not week 1, it's worse than week 1. Like we gave them the pass for pre-snap penalties in week 1. Hey, we'll see how they grow from this and it gets better. The thing with Kellen Moore is he has to get better. He has to get better the same way his players have to get better, but he has to do it in a way that is happening faster than them so that he can help them then get better. But like if he's not doing his part, how is Spencer Rattler gonna get better when it's 2nd and 25 and you can't get a playoff because you can't get lined up 3-4 times in a row? That's not okay. Like that is firmly on the coaching staff to get that cleaned up. And it happened once and it looked like it got better in week 2, but then week 3 you go on the road, you go out 3 days early to get ready to play on the road and you're not ready to play on the road. I'm assuming it was a sound thing. I don't know, but like whatever it was, they weren't ready for it, and they should have been. Like this isn't. I know you're a first time head coach, but like you've coached offense before, you've dealt with noise. You got to have a plan for it. Like, and they didn't.
I need to go back and review the tape of each one of them too. I think it was Chris Olave offered up one explanation for. He said they do a lot of tempo stuff where they're going on one and they're trying to time it up. And their timing's off on that. I mean, one of them was Torricelli Simpkins on one. He'd never played before, and they got him in on the tush push. Olave's play, he said he was in motion, and he tried to time it right with it. Like, so timing penalties. But yeah, it's not prepared. And the worst part, I think, about the Kellen Moore of it all is I think penalties should be correctable. They probably are somewhat correctable, but that doesn't feel like the only thing holding this team back. Like, this is a team that very clearly needs everything to go perfectly to have any success. Like, every touchdown drive feels like it has to be a 12-play drive for this team. And when you're counting on 12-play drives, if not 16-play drives, then you're going to have a false start somewhere along the way. You're going to have a holding somewhere along the way. You're going to miss a throw somewhere along the way. You're not going to convert a third or fourth down somewhere along the way. It's a team that needs to be perfect to compete, and they're so far from perfect.
This might be like a dumbass thing to say, but like it feels like every single game they aren't ready to play, right? Like they come out and they start, and it's like, oh,
first quarters have been awful across the board.
Yeah, first week it's like, oh my god,
not this awful.
Like first week, oh my god, like I don't know what's happening here. Second week, oh my god, like they're gonna get smoked, like they aren't ready to play here. And then they figure it out. I can't help but think that practicing at 2 p.m. every single day and then not being ready to play at noon. And then granted, today was a later game, so like maybe it's just the start of the game thing, but it's just like, well, if you're gonna be playing your games at noon, like practice at noon. Everybody's ready to play at noon then, and then your body's in the same rhythm. Like it just feels like everything's off. Like, and I don't know what it is, but like the whole deal this summer it felt off. Like we bunch of times, hey man, like this practice schedule is weird. Like let's wait and see, because like maybe we're wrong.
Yeah.
And maybe they got a better way of doing things. I don't think they had a better way of doing things. Hey man, like remember with Sean how long the special teams periods were? Remember how long they were with DA? Boy, those were boring. And like we joked like, man, it's great not having to watch like special teams for 45 minutes every day. Well, we probably should have been. They should have been making us watch special teams for 45 minutes every day, because it's bad. Like every single week it's bad. And today was the lowest point. That didn't look prepared. And then it's just like some of this timing stuff is weird, man. Like it's just like if you're playing at noon, practice at noon. Like it just seems like common sense to me. And it just feels like there's a lot of little things that are off. And when everything's going bad, you can sit here and make fun of the timing of the schedule. But I think the other things are very legitimate. Like they did not practice long enough. There wasn't enough special teams work. The timing of the penalty or the snap counts off. Well, you didn't spend enough time on it. Like that's why. Like spend more time on it, and all that'll be lined up. But they didn't. Like they decided to travel out on Thursday. They're away from home. Like I don't know. Did they have their big ass speaker out there on Friday? Like I bet they didn't, because that's probably hard to get out there from a Thursday to Friday turnaround. So like where was the noise? I don't know. Maybe the stadium had noise. I don't know. But like I just have questions about the operation and how they set up for this. And I don't know. Maybe I'm bringing a flamethrower way too early, but like
you're right. Look, look, you're on record, especially. I think you were more concerned earlier than I was too. But that was the conclusion we reached is, well, we'll see. I mean, we'll see, but we definitely both recognize they practiced way less than we're used to seeing. And now they look like a team that practiced way less than we're used to seeing. And they that's practice was a word. I don't know if I'm trying to read between the lines. Was there code word in the way they're saying we have to practice harder? We have to be more intent on practice. Like, and that flips both ways. The coaches have to prepare them better, but players have to take practice seriously too. Saying you need to practice better could be a message to young guys as much as it's a message to coaches. I don't know. But that word was, we have to practice better, was absolutely being thrown around the locker room. There's no question that is part of the thing. Here's the other part of the thing. They're one of the worst teams in the league. I mean, their talent, their depth, their experience, no top 100 players on this team. Their best players are older. Their quarterback is still getting a feel for this game. They had undrafted rookies starting on the offensive line and a guy starting at right tackle that never played. But you're supposed to be perfect to overcome that stuff. This is what it looks like when you're the underdog and you do self-inflicted wounds.
Yeah. It's not good, man. Like it just doesn't, it is not good. I don't know. I don't know where it goes from here. Like this was a little bit confidence eroding. Like they just have to,
no question.
They have to figure it out very, very, very quickly here, because I really think that, at a certain point it could turn. Like you can't be unprepared every single week. I think a lot of the players probably are realistic about what the talent level is, where they're going, what their goals are. And the young guys probably are like, hey, look, I'm here to build this. Like, I get it. I'm here to put in bricks, lay them down. But if you are not ready to play, like, it's just straight up that's not okay. Like, it really does have to change quickly. I'm not ready to give up on the coach. Like, I think there's still some really smart stuff with him. But like the thing about like the whole practice schedule and all that, like the goal of it was to not have injuries. And then you get to week 3 of the season going into the game, and you have more guys on injured reserve than 28 other teams in the NFL. It didn't work.
Yeah.
Plan didn't work. Like,
And
like
you're losing
all
a
together.
couple every week. Important guys. You're losing important guys every week too. So that doesn't mean it's the reason why, but it just means it's unavoidable. Like, don't not practice at the expense of that because you didn't get it. And look, I use the Carolina Panthers as an example. If you want to leave this on a high note, I picked the Saints. I projected the Saints to start 0-4. We all did. We like looked at the schedule and we're like, they're probably going to start 0-4. And I think the comp I kept making was the Panthers, who were 1-8 and then finished 4-5 in the second half of their season. That we always knew that was what this team appeared to be headed for when we were like making record predictions at the beginning of the season. 5 total wins, 4 of them will probably come in the second half of the season. But it's just really hard when you see what that actually looks like. And this is what it actually looks like.
Yeah, but if they're headed for that, they might be tearing it down before you get to that.
I like seeing Quincy Riley out there forcing a fumble. It's the best thing that happened today.
It was. Yeah. All right. Well, that was Mike's high note. I'm going to bring it back down to a low note right after this break when we get back to the show. The Ochsner Orthopedics Walk-In Clinic is now open. Located at 1201 South Clearview Parkway, across from the Elmwood Shopping Center, this clinic provides convenient same-day care for a variety of orthopedic and sports injuries. No referral or appointment needed. Whether you need care for strains, sprains, fractures, sports injuries, or muscular pain, the team of orthopedic specialists offers care for patients 5 and older. Open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and on Saturdays and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Rouse's Markets is voted best grocery store in New Orleans, best grocery store in Baton Rouge, Mississippi, Gulf Coast, Thibodaux, Houma, Hammond, Lake Charles, Mobile, year after year. Thank you for choosing us best grocery store on the Gulf Coast. Number 1. Thank you.
Thank you.
The number 1 grocery store
In Mississippi, Alabama,
Louisiana. 1 million customers a week can't be wrong. Welcome to Rouse's.
For fans of saving money. For fans of big rewards. For fans of getting more for your money. There's Keesler Federal, the official credit union of the New Orleans Saints. Saints fans, open your free high-earning checking and see what it's like to get better rates, better returns, and better service. Join a winning team. Keesler Federal, the official credit union of the New Orleans Saints. Membership and credit eligibility required. Federally insured by NCUA.
The NewOrleans.Football show is proudly presented by PJ's Coffee. PJ's Coffee has some of the best drinks that you can find. They have locations all over the city. They have pastries and everything else you need to get your day started. So go check them out. I don't play favorites with our sponsors on the show, but one of my favorites for sure is RV Masters. You guys have been watching our show lately and you've seen our awesome new van. That thing is decked out. And the best part about it is I took it up to RV Masters and I was like, this is what I want to do, but I had no idea how I wanted to do it or how to get it done. And they took care of it from start to finish, brought me out for updates, were giving me new ideas, and they made it exceed my wildest dreams. And they will do the same thing for you. RV Masters offers full service RV, motorhome, and travel trailer repair. They have preventative maintenance and service packages for your RVs, your AC, your generators. They specialize in solar and lithium upgrades, satellite TV, and Starlink. They'll take care of you if you get into a collision. Whatever you need, they got you. And I can speak from experience because they definitely had us on our new van. I cannot vouch for anyone more than I vouch for RV Masters. RV-Masters.com. Go check them out.
I believe it, I can see it. If it's in my sights, I achieve it. Ain't no leaving, no defeating. Show up, complete and repeat it. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready?
Get game ready. Play Game Ready Scratch-Offs and Fast Play from the lottery. Win up to $100,000. Enter the second chance drawing for a chance to win up to $1 million.
Yeah, they want me to quit, I can't stop it. I'm out of this world, I'm like a rocket. And you can never be us. We not afraid of the pressure, cause we good in the clutch. Yeah.
Get game ready. Play Game Ready Scratch-Offs and Fast Play from the lottery. Win up to $100,000. Enter the second chance drawing for a chance to win up to $1 million.
Shaw Bear Insurance, the Earhart Agency, is a longtime partner on this podcast, but the truth is, I was advertising them to my friends and everybody I knew long before they ever jumped on this show. And I'm going to tell you why. Every 6 months, my car insurance policy comes up, and every 6 months, I get a call from somebody from there telling me I need to change it or stay where I'm at. They're shopping my policy constantly to make sure I am getting the best possible deal. That means money in the bank. And those are the type of people you love because, look, we all live here. We all know how it is. The insurance rates are out of control. You need somebody watching your back. And they actually really do it. And I was with them before they ever asked me to be with them. So they are people that you need to be doing business with. And if you are going to look up their insurance, make sure you are looking for the Earhart Agency. Those are our guys. There's a lot of Shaw Bear insurances. The Earhart Agency is the one you want. I can speak for them. Real life, real support, real good business, real money saved. Call them up today. Shaw Bear Insurance, the Earhart Agency. Hardhide flavored whiskey, Ponchatoula strawberry, and Chilton County peaches in your favorite bars, stores, and restaurants. Hardhide Chilton County Peach Whiskey is a blend of aged wheat whiskey, light American whiskey, and fresh Chilton County peaches from Alabama's Durbin Family Farms. And Hardhide Strawberry Whiskey tells the story of a small town famous for strawberry farming. A delicious natural strawberry-infused 86 proof whiskey for whiskey lovers. Just look for the red and orange bottles in your favorite stores, bars, and restaurants. All right, welcome back. Our next topic is presented by Bobby Hebert's Cajun Cannon Restaurant. We aren't going to have a Hardhide segment today because John hit me up and told me he didn't want to play the game today. So just go buy a bottle of Hardhide and drown your sorrows that way. But we are in the Bobby Hebert Cajun Cannon Restaurant segment. And I took this one. It's a bonus question from the website. Someone asked, is it time to just trade some players? And the trade deadline is in week 9. So I think there's plenty of time to figure that out. But I do think that it's time to start taking calls if people are calling. I think you have to be realistic about where you're at and where it's going. I think today was a dose of reality that it's not going to turn around. Next week, it's not going to get any better. Giants are after that. Maybe you get a win there. Maybe that's the best opportunity. But I think you have to be realistic about where this thing is going and where it needs to get and where and how quickly it's going to get there. And this isn't a 1 year turnaround. It's not a 2 year turnaround. It's a build. Like, you're going to have to build, and you have to be honest about who's going to be part of that build. Is Chris Olave going to be part of it? You know, his contract's up in a couple of years. You know, you got to see, like, is Alvin Kamara going to be part of it? How long does he have left? Does a contender need a running back at some point? Is there an injury? That happens. You got to see. Is DeMario, is there a contender that needs a linebacker? If someone wants to call, you got to hear it out. Like, Alvin has a no trade clause, so there's that. I think trading DeMario would be absolutely devastating to your team culture, but you got to see where it's going and you got to see what's available. And if someone's willing to pay you to eat that bad culture for a year, or to trade an icon like Alvin, and man, the city would be heartbroken. But you got to be willing to take those calls, and you got to be willing to break hearts maybe to find your best path out of this, because at some point, if these guys just retire and you don't get anything for them, they just retire. And maybe that's okay. Maybe that's how the story goes. Maybe Alvin's just meant to be a city legend and start his career here and finish his career here. But this, if James Cook gets hurt suddenly and the Bills need a running back and they're willing to pay anything to keep their Super Bowl window going, you got to take the call. So I think you got to be open-minded to it. And I think today was probably the dose of reality that comes with something like that. But you got to be willing to look at it, and you got to be willing to take calls. It's just where the team exists right now, and it's a tough place to be. But this is where it's at, and that's just the reality of the situation. It's not all doom and gloom. Like, the bright spots might be there still, but there is some reality over on this side of the equation, I think. especially if you lose again next week. And I think that's probably a certain, like, you start 0-4, that is not a playoff team. And it's not a team I think you can look at and say, well, if this guy was healthy and this guy was healthy, it'd be in the playoffs. That isn't the case anymore. There's no more lying. There's no more justifying. There's just complying with the truth at this point. And the truth is that this team is where it's at. Like, you saw it today. Yeah, some guys were down, but that's not the difference. Like, that's not the difference. Trevor Penning playing today doesn't change reality. Tali Fuaga playing today doesn't change reality. It's a team that was unprepared, and even if it was prepared, it was too talent deficient to keep up with that other team. And that's a playoff team. Next week's a playoff team. The first two teams probably weren't. San Francisco without Brock Purdy, that's not a playoff team, and you still couldn't beat them. Like, Arizona's not going to be a playoff team in that division. You still couldn't beat them. So that's where it's at right now. It isn't close, and I think you have to be realistic about where it's at. All right, we're going to bring Kevin now for 3 up and 3 down. All right, it is now time for 3 up and 3 down, presented by Aaron Rose. Kevin Washington joins us. I'm going to start out with just the low-hanging fruit, and it's going to be hard to get to 3 of these overall.
I was waiting to hear what you had for me.
I don't think it's going to be easy to get to 3 of them overall. But I'm gonna start with one, and I'm gonna go with Quincy Riley. He forced a fumble. It was a good play for a young player coming in that situation. Maybe it creates a case where you can kind of stand on that and just decide to put him into games, because I think that needs to happen, because at this point, investing essentially a 4th round pick into having Ike Yadam on the field, it's crazy, because it would cost you a comp pick if he plays 33% of the snaps overall this year. Good play for him, and I think hopefully it's a point that they can just kind of stick to and use that to get him onto the field moving forward as that primary cornerback.
He's the first guy on my list.
Yeah.
He's the first guy on my list. It's like, if you wanted something positive coming out of this game, it's like a young cornerback who seemed to be making plays in the games and in practice in camp. Got a chance. He made a play when he got on the field for the first time, and also him getting on the field saves you a pick. So that's like a double. So yeah, we got the same guy on there. Another guy I had on my up. This is a little participation awards kind of. I feel like it was tough to get to him. I put Olavi on there, and I thought that he did something today that I really haven't seen him do, and that's just be a volume receiver. I don't really perceive him as a volume guy, right? He's more of a big play guy, maybe 4 or 5, 6 catches, what you would expect of him. But he just caught a lot of passes, short passes, some in traffic, some getting first downs, moving the chains at times. So I just thought it was a solid game from him. It was a different style than I'm used to, but it's coming from him. I think that's it's a good expansion of his game. So I put him on the list.
I don't know how many snaps he played. I would guess less than 5, but Isaiah Stallbird broke up that pass early in the game, and that's where we're at. That's where we're at. That's where we're at. He made a play. I don't really know where else to go with this. I thought DeMario flashed a few times, but I don't really know where to go with this, man. There just wasn't a lot of stuff to feel good about in this game, unfortunately.
I put one on there as
teams.
I put Juwan as a forced. If Nick forces me into a 3, he caught, again, he was not as much volume as Olave, obviously, but I thought, he caught the ball, took some contact when he hit it. He took some contact when he caught the ball. He didn't drop it. So, I thought Juwan had a solid game too, right? So, again, these are just, low-hanging fruit, right? I think the downs are kind of where all the action is. So, yeah.
Can I give one to, Clint Kubiak? That was an amazing, he just smoked it, man. He did a really good job today on that offense. A down for me, just moving straight over to the downs.
Hey, one thing on Kubiak, the second half offense wasn't good as the first.
It wasn't. He only played a quarter though, really, in the second half. But yeah, no doubt about it. Yeah, they have 6 points in the second half. Yeah, that's very.
Yeah. You got to stop in the first.
Yeah. I mean, that's true. Half a game. Yeah. Holy crap.
Clint ain't changed a bit.
I didn't even realize that. That first half was crazy though.
Crazy.
Special teams really was a big catalyst for them. Going straight into the down. I mean, I think I got to start with just kind of the coaching staff as a whole. I just don't think they performed very well today. The head coach, like, they weren't ready to play defensively. They didn't really feel ready to get stops. Special teams was a disaster. I think just it was a three tier failure, coaching wise, and it just is what it is. Like, and I explained this in like my opening monologue, so I won't get deep into it. Like, I think there's probably room for growth. Like, it's a young coach, 36 years old. Like, everything he's doing is the first time he's ever done it. He needs to develop alongside his team, but at like a doubled rate because he's got to get there before them, like for them to have a chance of going anywhere. But man, this was a troubling game, man. This was a troubling game, I think overall. All the way around, just completely unprepared.
Yeah, I think I wrote Kellimore, Galliano, Staley to a further extent. I thought the offense just put the defense in consistently bad positions because they didn't possess the ball, but the defense didn't do anything at any point neither. But I put Kellen Moore at the top of this list, and I mean this is enough down for weeks. I mean, just I don't even know where to start, right? I'm pretty sure you covered a lot of it, so I won't go into detail. But it's just you didn't feel like this team knew that they were going to be playing today, and it's like a low point almost, like when you just think of like of past performances. So I mean, I don't know how you can be any more down than that. Hopefully, I think last week we made the joke that he grows into his pants, his coaching pants. I think that maybe he shrunk in them today. I'm not sure
He
how to
did.
use that. Yeah, but it's just extremely, extremely, extremely disappointing performance from the coaching staff. Like it's nothing. I don't know what positive to take out of the game. So they got to get
Yeah.
better. They got to get better. The players deserve even better, and they're just everybody does.
The pass rush overall next for me. The pass rush in general, everybody involved with it. There is none. Like, there is none. They don't have a pass rush. Like, it's crazy. Like, they just don't have it. They don't have one. Like, it just doesn't exist. Brian Brzee was in there a couple times. Outside of that, I couldn't tell you anybody I noticed like making a positive impact in the pass rush. Um, it's bad, man. Like, it's bad. You can't win football games with zero pass rush. You don't got the players. I understand it. And I'm more accepting of someone gets beat down the field. You don't have good enough pass rushers overall. But like, at some point you got to try to manufacture something. Like,
Right.
something has to happen. It's not there. I'm okay watching these games week after week if they just stink. Like, if the players just stink and they aren't good enough. Like, I get it. Like, logically, I'm going into every game prepared to see some type of talent deficiency because that's where the team exists. But man, like, it's just not there. So
Tough,
it's
man.
down for me.
It's tough. It's tough. Yeah, I was thinking that, we spoke about Brazil last week. You'll see him make a flash play or two, and then you don't ever really feel the impact, right? You just don't know that he's in the game. And you was just hoping that he would kind of bring a little bit of pass rush at the beginning of the season, because pass rush was the second one I put on there. We probably have the exact same ones because this game. But yeah, I just think that I was thinking through this game today, and just a slight question for you. It's like, well, what are they good at, right? I was just trying to think, like, if you was to say, okay, like this is if I'm preparing for this team, and this is something, like their run game, their pass game, their second level defenses, are they good at third down? It's just I think that they're struggling in that area. They got to find something that that they're good at, and pass rush is definitely not one of them. The last down that I had on there, I almost put a position group again because I had the coaching staff, pass rush, and then I was going to put O line, but I didn't want to put the whole group in there just because O line is tricky to watch. But I just thought Ruiz again. It's just I don't know. I saw a few plays that I didn't like. That was that indicative of the whole game. That's what the all 22 is for. But just when you see a negative play and he's around it, it's just it's just rinse and repeat, same thing every week. And I feel like he is getting kind of beat up on right now, but I think his play warrants it. He's just not playing well right now. So I thought that the quarterback didn't really. It can be hard to get a read on Rattler at times because he's just under so much duress, and he's always got a rush in his face. He's always exiting the pocket, and I thought they didn't help him out that game. But I thought Ruiz was one of the guys that didn't stand up, and also the right tackle. I saw him on the ground like at times, and so it's just like that's not what you want to see from an offensive lineman.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's fair. And like, even like they had two backups out there, so the group as a whole, like, it's just kind of, I didn't expect nothing from them, but yeah, definitely down as a group. Overall, can't disagree with that. To answer your question, the one thing I think they're actually probably good at, and it's weird because they don't do it, is like I actually think I actually think they are good, and I think they should be good it getting open in, the deeper portions of the field. I feel like they have a lot of really fast, good long distance route runners who do a good job of getting open on, 7, 8, and 9 routes. And I just don't think they do that. Like they just don't do it. Like we know Shaheed can just run by everybody. I know Chris Olave is really good down the field, and I know he spent his offseason working on getting better at that. They don't do it. I feel like Brandon Cooks can probably still run by people. I think Mason Tipton's a 4-2 guy, 4-3 guy. I feel like he should be able to run by people. Like I just kind of feel like like they can get open in that area of the field, and they just don't. They just don't really. And I guess today you're down 2-0 line against a fierce pass rush. Like maybe you don't have the opportunities, but I don't know.
Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, yeah. And I would like to see them do like I was thinking today, like where's the receiver they spent the pick on, Vele, this offseason?
He's hurt his hip. Hurt his
Oh,
hip in
okay, okay,
practice this
okay,
week. Yeah,
okay.
yeah, and he didn't play.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, yeah, okay, yeah. Because I would just like to see them like use like maybe some 3-level stretch, with some of those guys. I know like you got him and Jawan and things like that. There's some schematic. I think they have pieces around like to maybe to build something around. But yeah, I would like to see them, like, just like you said, develop some type of identity of something that they're good at. Like if they're good at getting guys on 7, 8, 9 routes, then expand the playbook in that area. I also would like to see the quarterback's legs used more in the run game. I thought this was another game where we didn't get to see that from Rattler. So this is a down game, man. I tried, I want to come back and I want to give something positive to the team and have something to look forward to. But this is just a disappointing performance, and it's like get to the next game as quick as you can.
Yeah, no, this one sucks. Like, and again, like I people kind of got on me a little bit because I was like, hey, like at least are watchable. The first couple games were watchable. Like it wasn't. I'm not looking for, like, I swear to God, I won't go into probably barely any games this year looking for a win and being like, if they don't win, I'm holding them to this standard. Like,
Right.
I just want to see a bright spot. I want to see the Quincy Riley play within the context of a game where I'm not like alarmed. And I felt alarmed today. I felt very alarmed today by
Yeah.
what we saw, because it just didn't feel like a team that was ready to play a football game. Like, and that's crazy to me. And they went out there 3 days early, and it just didn't happen. But that's gonna do it for 3 Up, 3 Down. Listen to Kevin on the Members Only podcast. That's exclusively for NewOrleans.Football listeners. Big news from the home team. Introducing our newest sponsor, the Mortgage Brothers. With over 30 years of combined experience, the Mortgage Brothers are the quarterbacks of home lending, calling the right plays to get you across the goal line. Whether you're a first-time buyer or a seasoned vet, they'll coach you through every down and make sure you feel like part of the team. They're backed by Cross Country Mortgage, the #1 retail lender in the nation, so there's no loan playbook they can't run. FHA, VA, conventional, RD, and more. They're lifelong season ticket holders, local guys who know the field and your market, and their online application takes less than 10 minutes. Why fumble your mortgage with some online lender who's never even watched your team play? Stick with the Mortgage Brothers, the trusted pros who play to win. Mention NOF and get $500 back in lender credit toward your closing costs. That's money back in your pocket when it counts. Visit mortgagebros.money and start shopping with confidence. Because with Mortgage Brothers, it's always no flags, no fumbles, just smooth closings every single time.
Score big with kickoff combos at New Orleans Hamburger and Seafood Company. Don't pass on your choice of our seafood combos or our slider specials. Served with a side of garlic herb fries. Run in now for specials starting at $9.99 at New Orleans Hamburger and Seafood Company.
I got hurt in a car wreck. Why should I get Gordon?
Because when you're hurt, you need money. And I fight for the people of Southeast Louisiana every day. I got a client who injured their neck in a car wreck, $250,000. Another client was hit by a big truck and needed back surgery. I got them $700,000, and they deserved every single penny.
That's what I'm talking about. Why wouldn't I get Gordon?
If you've been hurt in a car wreck, just call me, New Orleans. Get it done.
Call 504-800-8888.
You ever take a bite of something and immediately think, yeah, I'm coming back for this? Bobby Hebert's Cajun Cannon Restaurant just added some new dishes, and man, they crushed it. The shrimp and crawfish pistolettes, golden and stuffed with bold Cajun flavor. Fried oyster tacos, crispy, fresh with the perfect kick. And the soft shell crab Alfredo, creamy, rich, and absolutely worth the order. They're open 7 days a week, and they deliver late. Bobby Hebert's Cajun Cannon Restaurant. Delicious food, superior service. Whether you are a local New Orleanian or a fan in town for the game, get your pre- and post-game fired up at Aaron Rose. Local chaos and local love for the black and gold. Wake up and live with daily drink specials, mimosas, screwdrivers, Bloody Marys, and hot or frozen Irish coffees, all just $3 or $4 between 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Aaron Rose, half a block from Bourbon Street in the French Quarter, 811 Conti Street. Attention Saints fans, don't let pests and termites invade your home field. Trusted team at Red Pest Solutions to tackle those unwelcome visitors. Call the Red Man today for unbeatable pest and termite control. Score peace with no pest. Visit redpest.com, REDDPEST.com. Welcome back to NewOrleans.Football. It is now time for the question of the day presented by Gordon McKernan, Injury Attorneys. If you need help, make sure you get Gordon. Question today comes off of Twitter, and it was a popular one. You want to know why Kellen Moore doesn't seem to trust his offense at the end of those first halves. And I think it's a fair question. He definitely didn't in week one. They were afraid of going 3 and out. He later explained on that decision. And then today he said he just needed to get some points and get some momentum going. So he must not have trusted them to get a touchdown with 3 seconds left down there in scoring distance at the end of the first half again. And I find it interesting because he did have a timeout. He called the timeout. They came out, they looked at it, and then decided to kick it. But you could have got the play in that you wanted, and you're down by 30 points. I don't see the harm in missing it, but maybe psychologically you felt like you needed to just get something there and to go into the half. Personally, I don't like it. It's not the way I would have called it. And I just, it felt a little bit limiting overall. And that they were actually kind of moving the ball there a little bit. Maybe you do score, but if you don't, who cares? It's already that bad. I don't think those 3 points made anyone feel better except maybe Blake Groupie, who needs to come out of the rut a little bit and get some momentum going after a rough start to the season. But outside of that, I don't think that makes your team feel much better. But again, I'm sitting here. I'm not on the sideline in a white helmet, so maybe I just don't get it, but it did not make a whole lot of sense to me. And it was just one of them days. It's just one of them days. It's got to change. It's got to get better. We'll see, hopefully this show was good. If not, we'll try to get better next time. So it's a process. Appreciate y'all for listening and appreciate y'all for tuning in, listening, and sticking with us even when times are bleak. So talk to you next time.